You're listening to Puma Podcast.
Hindi araw-araw matatalo ka. Ang daming challenges, but you can take it. Surround yourself with a community na will help you grow and will help you achieve your goal.
Hi, I'm Siege Tantenko Malolos bringing you another special episode from the Go Hard Girls Grants. We're now on our 5th year of telling the stories of Filipina athletes, and we're opening up our platform to help others tell women's stories too. So with the support of the Australian Broadcasting Corporation International Development and the Women in News and Sports Initiative, we're giving 10 Go Hard Girls Grants this year to deserving storytellers. You'll be hearing our grantees as guest correspondents, creating their own Go Hard Girl stories featuring an underrated Filipina athlete. Today's grantee is someone who you've actually heard on the podcast before when we featured her as an athlete.
Hi, I'm Marga Jimenez, a former member and co-captain of the De La Salle Lady Archers and now playing jiu-jitsu for Checkmat Manila, Philippines. I was a UAAP basketball analyst for season 86, and it's my first time being an interviewer in a podcast.
Awesome. It's so nice to have you back with us again. I remember when we had you on last year as a guest, you were just getting into both sportscasting and jiu-jitsu. Obviously, you've gotten so much experience in both areas since then. And when we had our workshop last year, you were the one who pitched Kaila's story, and you really brought that magna cum laude energy. You had such a detailed presentation. What made you so passionate about sharing Kaila's story?
It's because I've seen how far she's come in the sport. So I've seen her journey from white belt up to now that she's a black belt. And I wanted others to know that side of her story. And as someone who was a beginner, and until now I am a beginner in the sport, she's someone who I look up to. And she's also one of the leaders, especially for the girls in our team. So when you sent that homework in the workshop, I was super excited. And she was the first person and actually the only person I thought of to feature for that homework. And I asked her coach and also her fiance, who helps her with her game, to help me with some of the details about her story.
Nice. And having done the interview, I can see how passionate you've been throughout this whole process. So without further ado, Marga, tell us her story.
Hi, I'm Kaila Napolis from National Jiu-Jitsu Team. I'm also part of the Checkmat Philippines.
Kaila Napolis is one of the 3 golden girls of Philippine Jiu-Jitsu. She won gold in multiple tournaments such as the UAEJJ Thailand National Pro Championship, Cheongju Korea World Martial Arts Mastership, Thailand Open Grand Prix, and most recently, the 2023 Jiu-Jitsu Asian Championship, SEA Games, and World Combat Games. I know, that was a mouthful. But it's not all about the highs that shaped who she is today. Before we get into that, who is she really? Who is Kaila Napolis and what ignited her passion for jiu-jitsu?
From an outsider's point of view, yung jiu-jitsu is para siyang weird. Bakit nagyayakapan? Bakit more of holding each other? Yung family and even friends ko nga, pag nanonood sila, akala nila pag asa bottom ka and someone's on top of you, ikaw na yung talo, which is wrong naman. So from the bottom, you can submit people.
And there's so much more to it that others may not know, rather than the common stereotypes about jiu-jitsu.
First of all, sa fingers pa lang, pag nakikipag-shake hands ako sa mga tao, tatanong nila, ba't ganyan yung kamay mo? Marami siyang kalyo sa fingers and hindi siya sa labas, like weightlifters. It's outside, so it looks weird talaga. And yung tenga, may mga cauliflower. Yung tenga minsan na-deform siya. Nag-iiba yung outside, Pero it's normal. Hindi nag-iiba yung function ng ears namin. Yung, outside na itsura, medyo pumapangit. So, yun yung mga weird sa jiu-jitsu na wala, normal na siya.
And typically, girls are a bit more conscious in terms of appearance. So, given this is natural, considered in jiu-jitsu, what about jiu-jitsu got you inclined to try it? And what appealed to you na ito yung gusto ko gawin out of any other sport na pwede mong salihan?
Well, starting jiu-jitsu, hindi talaga ako athletic. Sa bahay lang kami. Jiu-jitsu appealed to me kasi pwede siya kahit di ka athletic pag magsisimula ka pa lang. Actually, nung I think 2013, bakasyon pa lang namin. So wala pa akong ginagawa sa bahay. Niyaya ako ng kapatid ko. Siya kasi yung naunang mag-try ng jiu-jitsu. My older brother is also part of the UP MMA club lang sa kanila. And then, dito sa may Paranaque, niyaya siya ng friend niya na mag-jiu-jitsu. When I started kasi, lahat sila doon, mga MMA fighters, competitors, batak, ganon. Ako lang yung parang girl na nag-try na gusto ko lang in-try, parang mukhang masaya, wala kasi akong ginagawa. And then, a month after, niyaya din niya ako to train, to try. So yon, from then, I started training, saling ket-ket lang talaga ako. Tapos, natuwa ako kasi na-discover ko na parang, uy, kaya ko palang mag-sweep, kaya kong gamitin yung katawan ko against a bigger person, against athletic people. So, pwede siya kahit maliit ka, if you're using technique, better technique than a larger person, you can defeat him. Sabi ko, ay, ang saya pala nito, kaya kong mag-sweep kahit mas malaki sa akin. When you're smaller, you can still defend yourself, even with a bigger person through better techniques.
When you started, you were the only girl in the gym. During the earlier years of their team, Kaila was the only woman among very competitive men in a house garage with square puzzle mats laid on the ground during their training hours. And for most days, training was hard.
Actually, every training before, when I was a white belt, laging sabi ko sa utak ko, hindi na akong babalik, ang hirap nito, ang daming pinapagawa. Puro conditioning. I felt like I'm the only weak person there. So, every training, sabi ko sa utak ko, okay, I'm just shy to stop, but I'm gonna do this now, but next training, I'm not gonna go back. Yun yung asa mind ko. Parang sobrang hirap, di na talaga ako babalik. But, every time na magte-training na naman, oras ng training, yayayain ako ng kapatid ko. Sabi, sama ka ba? Tapos parang ako, sige na nga, try ko na lang nga ulit, baka may magandang technique na ituro. So, doon ako na-encourage na baka may bago na naman akong matutunan. So, try lang, parang step by step lang siya. Pero, kada join ko ng nai-enjoy ko naman yung session.
Behind all of her medals and accomplishments, there's still a part of her that isn't satisfied.
Actually, hanggang ngayon, I'm still learning sa jiu-jitsu. Feeling ko, I'm never fully ready, never fully magaling to join a competition. But, yun nga, I think, after a year, dun ko lang siya talaga na-enjoy. Nung at first, like you, parang pinipilit ko lang sarili ko na pumunta. Kasi, I think, yun yung way ko na makalabas ng bahay before. Kasi, medyo strict yung parents. Yun lang yung way na pwede lumabas hanggang gabi kasi training naman yan.
Just like most beginners, it took a while before she got the hang of jiu-jitsu. With the help of the people she surrounded herself with, she discovered something in the likes of motivation.
Before kasi, mahilig mag-speech yung mga coaches. Kasi konti lang kami. Like, we're training in a garage for, I think, around 10 people lang yung garahe na yon. So, they all motivate each other. Tapos ako, nandun lang to try. So, through the environment, doon ako na-motivate. Through watching these people na they have a goal to win a gold medal, to improve themselves, to be physically fit. Doon ako na-encourage na parang they're pushing themselves. I think kailangan ko din i-push yung sarili ko na they're reaching a goal. I think I want to reach something then.
Now that you're a black belt, it's almost a decade or over a decade that you've been doing jiu-jitsu. Let's go back to when you were a white belt.
When I first started competing ng white belt ako, my first competition, we have no affiliation yet. So, wala kaming black belt. So, naisip ng coach ko, ipangalan yung team as Ronin, kasi meaning no master, from the movie 47 Ronin. Nanood lang siya. Yun. Tapos gusto niyang mag-compete under Ronin, kahit wala naman kaming black belt. So, they all wanted to compete except me. So, lahat sila magko-compete except me kasi ayoko talaga mag-compete kasi takot ako. I'm not strong like you guys. Ba't ako magko-compete? I'm just here para to learn, to experience training jiu-jitsu. Pero ayun, so my coach, Coach Manny, your dad, sabi niya sa akin, why don't you try competing? Pag nanalo ka, pag nakakuha ka ng gold, I'll give you a gi. Which is, for me, sobrang big deal nun. Kasi wala akong funds and sponsors back then. And a gi cost around, I think, 6 to 8,000. As a student, wala pa akong pera. So, parang ako, sige na nga, tatry ko na nga kahit ayoko. Try ko lang, pag nanalo, wala namang mawawala sa akin. Mas may magigain naman ako sa experience na yon. So, yun nga, first competition, konti lang kami, lahat kami nag-medal, and I got my first taste of gold medal. So, yun na, yun sobrang, from then on, every competition na, sinasalihan ko na.
At first, she just wanted to compete to get gold for a new gi. But after her first win, she wanted even more. And it wasn't just the gold nor the gis.
From my first competition, doon ako na-obsess. Parang, ang saya pala, ang saya nung high and nervousness na preparing, and then you have the result. Kahit yung result, hindi ko siya gusto, kahit talo. Parang ang dami kong experience na, kailangan ko palang i-adjust yung technique ko, kailangan kong baguhin ganito. Ang dami kong nalelearn from competing. Na-enjoy ko na yung sport from there.
As Michael Jordan would say, a coach is someone who sees beyond your limits and guides you to greatness. Kaila has become a part of the definition of greatness in Philippine jiu-jitsu. Like every student being mentored, who are those people that helped her get there?
Of course, my coaches and my teammates. Always naman. Even my past coaches na hindi ko nag-coach ngayon, sila talaga yung nag-encourage and nag-motivate sa akin to be who I am today. So, Coach Manny, even yung mga kasabayan ko lang mag-train, like Kuya John, ngayon coach na siya sa Checkmat.
But aside from Kaila's coaches, kuyas, and teammates who helped her improve her craft, there were also some unexpected people who encouraged her to keep going.
Lahat talaga. Even my opponent, sila talaga yung nag-motivate. Parang yung girl na nakalaban ko, sabi, sali ka lang ng sali. Kasi konti lang tayo dito. So, kailangan natin mag-grow together. Even yung opponents ko, sila din yung nag-encourage na sumali ako sa mga competitions.
Just like every competition, Kaila would go through her usual routine of training. But something very interesting happened when she didn't know what she was actually competing for.
Maliit lang kasi yung team namin. So, may goal na yung team, yung Ronin before, now Checkmat. Our goal is to compete every competition. Whenever we can, of course. And then, there was this competition. I didn't know na tryout selection pala siya for the national team. Nakasulat parang Jiu-Jitsu Federation National Trials. So, parang ako, ano yung trials? I think it's just a normal competition. And then, pagdating namin doon, nagulat kami, ang daming tao, ang daming girls. So, first time na parang ang daming gustong mag-join. So, yun na pala yung tryouts. Nalaman ko lang na tryouts yun nung pinost na nila yung results na I'm part of the juniors and the adults division. I became part of the national team by accident lang talaga. We just wanna compete and then parang swerte na yun na pala yung tryouts, yung selection for the national team.
What was going into your mind na part na ako ng national team?
I was excited kasi I didn't know at first what it means. Pero nung I realized na I can compete internationally, another world na naman yung nag-open sa akin nung naging part ako ng national team. Another challenge, mas mahirap, mas maraming kailangan pagdaanan, pero sobrang exciting for me. When I became part of the national jiu-jitsu team, doon ako naging mas strict and discipline. Sila talaga yung nag-help sa akin na to cut weight, to watch my nutrition, kasi mahilig ako sa sweets. You have to watch what you eat, and they help you naman. May mga nutritionists, psychologists, everything na kailangan mo. Binibigay naman ng PSC and POC.
When you're part of something, it's common to have that support system. What did Kaila's family have to say about her not having an athletic background play a combat sport?
before nung kami lang, dalawa ng kapatid ko yung nagtitraining. Tapos kami, ayaw talaga nila yung jiu-jitsu. Kasi masasaktan ka lang dyan, sabi nila parang baka may injure ka, ganon. Pero when I became part of the national team, doon nila na-realize na parang there's so much more than just sakitan. Parang marami kang may experience, marami kang pwedeng mapuntahan na pwedeng mag-open yung world mo. So doon na talaga nila ako sinuport. On my first international tournament, I bring home a medal. So doon nila na-realize na mukhang okay ka naman pala dyan. Hindi ka naman pala mapapano, safe naman pala yan. So yun. Doon sila parang na-realize nila okay lang pala mag-jiu-jitsu yung anak ko.
From only competing locally, Kaila shares a few of her highlights about competing internationally.
Internationally, there's more pressure, I think, because you're representing the country. Sila yung nag-fund sa'yo na para pumunta doon. So, there's more pressure to win a medal. And they're more professional when it comes to like calling your name. When you win a gold medal, yung national anthem, papatugtugin nila yon. Kaming athletes, yun yung parang ginagol namin. Sana marinig ko yung national anthem ngayon. Yun yung parang pinaka-goal namin na pag nanalo ako ng like 4 or 5 matches, I'm gonna hear the anthem. So it's like the motivation for us talaga na to do our best, to prepare well for a competition internationally. My motivation always is my teammates kasi I think they're much stronger than me because I'm always training with guys. So, going with an underdog mindset, na kahit makalaban ko pa yung black belt na girl na sobrang galing, it's like training in na garahe na kalaro ko yung malakas din. Ang motivation ko is, kung nakaka-roll ko yung coach ko na sobrang galing for me, mas magaling yung coach ko kaysa dun sa mga kalaban ko. Parang ganun yung motivation ko. Kung nakakasabay nga ako sa training sa mga guys, I think kaya ko ding lumaro against other women sa international division. Yung Asians and the Worlds. Yun talaga yung focus namin every year is to win Asian Championships and World Championships. Kasi iba talaga yung environment dun. Parang ang dami mong makakalaban na from different countries na sobrang galing. Yung iba, sikat. Kahit yung mga teammates ko, idol yung kalaban ko. So, yun talaga yung challenging and exciting for me.
And iba yung fulfillment when you beat someone who you look up to. But yeah, there's a lot of familiar names in the jiu-jitsu community. And just last year, in the 2023 SEA Games, you were one of the headlines in the newspapers and also articles because you won Philippines' first gold medal. Even better, to add the cherry on top of the story, you also got your long-awaited sweetest revenge to a certain someone in the jiu-jitsu community. Before we get into yung paano mo nagawa yon, tell us about the 2019 SEA Games that was held in the Philippines and why was it heartbreaking for you?
I think first time magka-SEA Games sa Philippines. So sobrang big deal siya kasi first time malagay yung sport, which is jiu-jitsu, sa SEA Games and tayo pa yung nag-host. On my side, gusto ko mag-gold ako talaga doon. So parang andun yung pressure na yung mga loved ones, yung teammates ko nanonood. And nung finals na, like ang tagal kasi nung antay, 2 hours before the finals. We're waiting for the finals. If I lost, I'm gonna get silver. Yun yung asa utak ko, which is not bad naman. But I really wanted to win the gold for my country. Tsaka, ang dami kasing nanonood, nakakahiya na parang, kailangan manalo ka dito. So, I put too much pressure on myself na, ayun, I think di ko napakita yung game ko. I lost by an advantage because I wasn't risking enough. Hindi ako masyadong gumagalaw. I was just defending. So, I'm just holding. I think yun yung kulang was the mindset. And yung preparation naman, di naman siya kulang eh. I think yung mindset ko na parang, dito ka na lang, hindi ka nagagalaw kasi masyado akong na-stuck doon. Yun. Yung sa 2019, feeling ko yung mindset ko yung parang iba. Sabi ko, okay lang, sikat naman siya. Pag natalo ka, okay lang. Pero after nun, parang na-realize ko, hindi siya okay. Parang kulang yung nilaban ko. Nalungkot ako, hindi dahil dun sa result, but dahil sa sarili ko na parang kulang yung binigay ko. Dun talaga ako parang na-frustrate.
2019 was a heartbreaking story. Despite her motivation to win the next SEA Games after what happened, things even took a turn for the worse.
After nung 2019, sabi ko magte-training talaga ako. I'm gonna change everything. But nag-pandemic. So yun, parang na-hold na naman yung dream ko na bumawi. And then yung the next SEA Games, wala yung 49 or 52 kilos. Na-move siya to 48, which mas mababa na dun sa weight na I think di ko na kayang ikot. And 63, sobrang laki naman para sa weight division ko. So, during the pandemic, kahit bawal mag-jiu-jitsu, dito lang sa living room, maglagay kami ng mats. My brother and I trained with my boyfriend, now fiancé. So kami lang yung nag-aaral talaga ng mga techniques. We research, manonood kami sa YouTube, sa online, and then from then, nag-iba talaga yung game ko. Ako na mismo nag-aral, hindi na ako nagre-rely sa kung ano lang yung lesson, zombie ka lang kahit pagod ka. Doon na-change yung mindset ko na kailangan ikaw mismo sa sarili mo yung mag-discover ng ano pang kaya mong i-improve for the sport and for yourself.
And here comes the 2023 SEA Games held in Cambodia, which was also the country of her opponent whom she lost to in the 2019 SEA Games held in the Philippines. In the dying seconds of their match, Kaila was clutch.
The pandemic, nung 2023 SEA Games, doon nabigyan ako ng chance to compete against her in her own country.
So you competed 2019 here, and she won, or she took the gold here in our country with our home crown. So when you were there in her country, you also won only in the last few seconds of the match. So considering na everyone was screaming for that,
Nung pagkapanalo ko, medyo, nung pagka-sweep ko sa kanya, nag-hold pa talaga kami. Kasi ang ingay ng crowd during the whole match, and then when I swept her, biglang tumahimik. And then I was just holding on, waiting for the referee to give me the 2 points. But ang tagal na, hindi pa rin niya binibigay. Like, more than 3 seconds kasi if you hold, you have to get the 2 points. But I think around 10 seconds, hindi pa rin niya binibigay. So, sobrang quiet ng crowd. And parang ako, okay na ba yun? Parang hindi pa rin ako makapaniwala na na-sweep ko siya and nanalo ko. Even after the referee raised my hand na ako yung panalo, hindi pa rin ako makapaniwala. After nun, when I went down, dun ko lang na-realize, nanalo pala ako against someone super galing, super famous. Dun ko na-realize na kaya ko pala na even I'm a nobody, sabi nga ng coach niya, she's just a nobody, kaya ko din palang manalo. So yun talaga, sobrang saya after nung competition, when I was on the podium. Akala ko ibubu ako ng mga tao. Hindi naman, kasi normally sa international scene, pag ayaw nila yung nanalo or feeling nila na daya sila, yung ibang mga tao nagbubu. But the Cambodian people realize naman may efforts to win. So they all clap for me naman. And of course, my opponent for doing our best.
you put the Philippines' name on the world stage. It was the first SEA Games medal, gold medal. So talaga it was really big for our country. How was this gold medal different from all the other medals that you've won in the past, given na marami ka nang napanalunan?
For me, it's different kasi coming from a heartbreak of losing, yun talaga parang super frustrated. So I changed my way of training. I'm not the person na yung tinalo niya na parang super negative thinker. Coming into that match, parang ang daming support system, ang daming tumulong sa akin na para makapunta doon. So I really did my best. I really changed my way of thinking. Yun talaga yung, I think, different. So kahit na sobrang galing niya, hindi ko siya iniisip na ay magaling 'to, matatalo ako. Hindi gano'n yung mindset ko that time. Inisip ko na parang ang daming nag-sacrifice for me to get there. My coaches, my teammates, they all helped me na makapunta doon, makapunta sa finals. So yun talaga yung iniisip ko, all the people helping me na makapunta doon sa finals. So I think sila yung tumulong sa akin manalo, hindi lang ako. So yun talaga, sobrang sobrang saya.
With the numerous achievements and contributions Kyla has made, she reflects on how far she's gone and the potential that lies ahead in the sport. You talked about support, and when you started out back in 2013, ang hirap nga makabili ng gi or sobrang mahal makakuha ng gi. Comparing from then to now, how has the support for you progressed?
As the sport grows, yung support lumalaki. Iba na yung dati before na kailangan pa namin maghanap ng funds for even the uniform. Now, thankful ako, yung teammates ko, gumawa sila ng brand. The brand is Top Culture. So, meron ng ngayon na nagsusupply sa amin ng gi and yung kahit yung mga damit lang sa loob, like the rash guards, they really help me. Like, hindi ko na kailangan mong problema kung saan ako bibili ng mga gagamitin ko for the competition. So, yun din yung parang major changes from back then na mag-YouTube lang ako ng sarili kong gagawin na kung ano bang klaseng buhat yan. Ngayon, meron ng strength and conditioning, meron ng damit na hindi ko na kailangang mag-beg or mag-ipon ng hindi ako kakain sa school na para lang makaipon, para makabili ako ng gi.
Yeah, and it's nice to see na people who are also in jiu-jitsu are the ones building that sort of support and funding system for co-athletes kahit kalaban pa nila yan before to elevate the sport. Whenever athletes compete, pressure is definitely never a stranger.
There's always pressure pag gusto mong manalo ng gold medal. So, normally, I just do my routine, like training, mental preparation, and strength and conditioning, yung sa nutrition.
How has jiu-jitsu shaped who you are today and who you will become in the future?
Jiu-jitsu has helped me kasi I'm super shy, super introvert. Ngayon, I'm required to be a leader pag wala yung coach namin. So, it helped me discover my strengths, what I can do, na I'm strong pala, na kaya ko palang tumalo ng world champion or ng guys, ng mas malakas sa akin. It helped me like discover myself. Yun talaga. Like, kaya ko, kahit takot ako, kaya ko siyang gawin. Yun yung parang na-discover ko. Na parang, kahit super challenging, kahit anong challenges pa yan, through work ethic and hard work, yung goal mo, maaabot mo siya. Even kahit di siya ngayon, kung talo ako ngayon, on my next, I'll make sure na mananalo ako through my preparation and adjustment. Yun yung natutunan ko sa jiu-jitsu. Hindi araw-araw matatalo ka. So, kung matalo ka ngayon, pwede kang bumawi sa next. Para siyang, kahit di ka successful today, next time, magiging successful ka rin. Yun yung talaga yung, yung lesson sa jiu-jitsu, like yung pressure, hindi mo kailangan mag-panic agad. Literally, pag nadaganan ka ng tao, you don't have to panic. You can easily escape pag naging calm ka.
And more boys and men do jiu-jitsu, but it never felt like an unsafe space. Unlike other gendered sports, like when I was playing basketball or even volleyball, na parang physical appearance lang yung nanonotice ng mga tao. So, in terms of jiu-jitsu, did you ever feel like na hindi to pang women? Or was it always a good place for women to be a part of?
With all the knowledge that I have now and the experiences, I think yung jiu-jitsu is pang women talaga. You won't have to rely on your strength lang. You can rely on your technique also. Important talaga siya even for women. You'll know how to defend yourself. Yun talaga yung kailangan. And we're not weak. Yun yung na-discover ko sa jiu-jitsu. It is a male-dominated sport, diba? But I think marami namang magsusupport sa'yo even even the guys to try jiu-jitsu and makikita mo yung mga benefits niya.
What is your advice for people who are interested in the sport, or what can you tell others who would be interested to be involved also in the community?
To those people who have doubts to try the sport, I think I would say to believe in yourself. The sport for me is a journey for self-improvement. Doon mo makikita ang daming challenges, but you can take it. I think if you surround yourself with the community na will help you grow and will help you achieve your goal, maghanap ka lang ng community na para sa'yo. And ayun, thankful ako naka-discover ako ng community na very encouraging, yung Checkmat Philippines. Everyone wants you to be better lang naman. Find a community na mag-help sa'yo to grow. So every expert naman was once a beginner. So dun yung mga natatakot na baka masaktan sila, no naman, they will help you, everyone will help you, the higher belts will help you naman to grow and be better.
And looking ahead, how far you've gone, how do you see Philippine Jiu-Jitsu when you're no longer competing in the next, let's say, 10 to 20 years? What do you think also are the contributions of all your medals and accomplishments today?
I think Jiu-Jitsu is growing now in the Philippines kasi mas nare-recognize na siya. So, thankful ako sa mga nagpo-post ng mga achievements namin. Kasi parang na-curious yung mga tao na ano ba yung Jiu-Jitsu? But parang ang daming nagme-medal dyan, especially women. So, I think yung mga juniors ngayon, nung nag-compete kami sa Thailand, sila yung parang mas marami pang nauwing medals kaysa sa adults. So, yun yung masayang makita na even the kids are enjoying the sport na rin ngayon. Mas naku-curious yung mga tao na itry na parang hindi ka naman pala masasaktan, ang saya naman tingnan yan. So, yun, sana more women and even kids try jiu-jitsu for it to grow na din.
So, what does being a go-hard girl mean to you?
I think a go-hard girl means for me is giving your all, going hard, giving your best in everything you do. Not just in sport, even in life. I think go-hard girl means pushing past your limits na discovering your kaya ko pala moment. So, it's a reminder to stay strong and determined no matter what the challenges.
You just heard the story of Kaila Napolis, presented by Go Hard Girls guest correspondent Marga Jimenez. I loved this episode. Marga, when we last saw each other over the weekend, you said that you were surprised by some of the things that she shared. What struck you?
First of all, the first thing that struck me, aside from everything that she mentioned, was when she agreed to do the podcast. Because before, when she would compete internationally and there would be post-match interviews, she would shy away and hide from the media to avoid any guestings. And the part of me that really struck with what she said was how she had that negative mindset in a certain competition and how she shifted that into her winning gold the following competition. So it was very relatable for me because I experienced the same things before, and how even a world champion has the same mindset and that sort of reflection after that experience.
Yeah, it sounds like even though you've known her personally for a while, there's still so much that you unlocked in your interview. What was your favorite part of the process?
Favorite part of the process was probably the script writing part, because in basketball we would watch film and take note of the durations of when a certain play happened, whether it be good offense, good defense, or bad defense, bad offense. It's similar to that, but instead of taking note of like the play or the move, we take note of what she said and which part we want to include it in the podcast. So that was really fun. It was a lengthy process, but I was so happy that I was able to get through that challenge with, of course, the help of the Go Hard Girls and the Puma podcast team.
Awesome. And we're so proud that you were able to take the story and make it into the thing that you pitched. It's now alive. It's out there in the world. Yay! So you asked this to Kaila earlier, and I know I've asked you this last year, but I'm curious to see how your answer has changed and evolved. What is a Go Hard girl to you, Marga?
So, comparing my answer last year, a go hard girl is someone who embraces challenges and overcomes adversity while being a living example for generations to come. And it's always an honor to be called a go hard girl because of that. This episode was written by me, Marga Jimenez.
Produced by me, Pao Reyes.
And edited by me, Joe Salcedo.
Thank you to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation International Development and the WINS Initiative for their support of the Go Hard Girls Grants. We invite you to support Kaila in her upcoming competitions.
My next competition that we're preparing for, we're gonna have an international training camp also, is Asian Indoor Martial Arts Games on November. So it's one of the biggest competition because it's every 4 years. So yun yung next for me.
Join us in celebrating amazing Filipina athletes. Share this episode with someone who you think will be inspired by Kaila's story. And let's stay connected on social media so you can learn more about Filipinas in sports. We're on Instagram and Twitter at _GoHardGirls and on TikTok and Facebook as GoHardGirlsPH. Catch you next time, and remember, empowered women empower women.